Starting homework 3 exercise 10, so I'm really actually glad that somebody asked about this one, because I think this is one where you can kind of get yourself into trouble if you don't have quite the right idea, and then with the right idea, it's not so bad. There's maybe a little bit of algebra, but it's not so bad. So here's the idea. What we're going to do is we're going to make a PMF of x, of k, and we want this thing to have an expected value of 7. And the way that we're going to do that is x is going to take on two values. And one is going to be 7 minus alpha, and where alpha is some number, and the other is going to be 7 plus alpha. Okay. And now you can check that if you compute the expected value of x here, that the alphas cancel out and we just get 7. Right? This makes sense. Half of our stuff is alpha away from 7 on one side, the other is alpha away on the other side, and they cancel each other out. Okay, so now this becomes a question about computing the variance. And ordinarily, we use this, this formula when we're computing variance. But actually, in this case, I might use the other formula. So let's write all of our formulas down. We have that the variance of x is on one hand equal to this. So that's what we typically use. And that comes from this kind of more complicated thing, which is going to be x minus the expected value of x squared, which has these kind of nested expected values, which I think a lot of people don't really love. Okay. But I want to use this one. I want to use this one instead. And why do I want to do that? Well, that's because we know the expected value is 7. We've already constructed it that way. And so here's this definition. What do we get? That expected value is just going to be a weighted average, 1/2 times our value of x minus 7 squared. So this is going to be, our value of x is going to take on 7 minus alpha minus 7 squared plus 1/2 times the other thing that can happen. That's this condition here. In this condition, half the time, right, our x takes on the value 7 plus alpha, and then we're going to subtract off that expected value, minus 7 squared. And what do we get? Well, we're going to get 1/2 times alpha squared plus 1/2 times alpha squared. And so, so this variance here just equals alpha squared. And we said we wanted that to equal 12. Great. Alpha equals the square root of 12. Okay, so the PMF that I would suggest is maybe let's copy this thing down and we'll kind of write it out explicitly now that we have it. The PMF here is when alpha equals that square root of 12, and that square root of 12 satisfies this. So in here, the expected value of x equals 7, and the variance of x equals 12.